All right, good morning, guys. Hope you had a good weekend. I want to keep this video very short, going through the activity that you had to do on complete on Friday. I created the form, and some of you actually used that because I made that available to you. So the form has a DB grid, a rich edit, as well as two buttons, and the one is called Jackson's order and the other one points value. And then there was a specific criteria that was given that we need to. So for the first one, just to summarize that quickly before we look at the code, and I've already written the code so that it's going a little bit quicker. We have to display all orders. So our select statement would most probably be select asterisk from, and the table is order form. However, because we have to format our order date in a specific way, I'm going to list all our fields separately so that I can use the format function. If you use the field by name method, then you could format the field afterwards, but I said previously when you did that as homework that that's not so important, but for exam purposes you should actually know how the format function works. So just for that purpose I am going to use that. And then there are three criteria: processed by Jackson, ready for delivery, as well as the date between the 1st and the 30th of October. And then we have to sort them in alphabetical order according to the date, which means from, in ascending order for the order date as well as the order form number. And then we're going to display something in the rich edit. And then we'll come back to the second one just now. So I'm going to close this and open my form, which is now on my side. So I'm going to there we go. So zoom in. Okay, so we have our statement over here. So as I said, we're going to select order form number, customer number, and then now I'm formatting the order date. So that works as follows. We have our function format. What do we want to format? Which is order date, and then we have the format of the date, which is DD MMMM for the full month and YYY for the full year. Now we add in continuous. I did this in a couple of lines so that it doesn't go over the page, but you could technically do this all in one line. So we continuing by processed by is developed from order form. That's our table. And now we have our three where statements. Processed by Jackson, and Jackson has quotation marks because it's string, where is developed equals true does not have quotation marks because it is Boolean and not string. And then we have our third where clause and order date between, and remember our dates have two hashes in the beginning and the end. And because a date is seen as a number, both dates are included in our between clause, if you want to call it that way. And now we're sorting it still according to order date and order form number. And if now outside this we have to just give a little summary of how much orders were processed. So the query component has a method just as the ADO table had, which is called record count, and we can call on that and it displays the orders processed. Okay, so if we would run this, I'll bring it over, Jackson's orders, you can see it displays the dates in alphabetical order, and then we have on this side, we have processed by only Jackson and it is developed, and we have 21 orders that were processed. Right, now for the points value. So I have, as you can see, I'm just going to zoom in again. I've added tab stops to display in the rich edit. That's optional. but it looks better that way. Okay, let's look at our code. So we're selecting everything from the customer table, where, and we have now a clause where the customer points are between 3,000 and 4,000, and we're sorting it according to customer number and customer name. And that's kind of completing the SQL statement. We've created our query that was necessary. And now we simply loop through our query. So while not query happy.eof begin. So I've declared two local variables, one called rTotal and the other one rTotal points value. So we initialized our total points value to 0, and now we are simply, while we are looping through the query, we have our total, which is the value that comes out of the customer points field, divided by 100, because every 100 points is 1 rand. And now we can display red output lines add. We have the customer name plus a tab plus, now it's set the initial of the name. So I'm simply copying one character out of position 1 from the customer name. And now I'm displaying in a currency format rTotal that I calculated over here. Okay, so F currency, rTotal, F float to string F, rTotal, FF currency 8,2. And then I'm adding this up inside my loop. And very important, because it's a loop, while loop, we have to go to the next line in the query, which we do by query happy next. And that concludes our loop. And then outside the loop, because we still want to display the total points, we're adding a lot of asterisks here, and then we, similar as we displayed the total for each customer, we're now displaying the total of all customers combined over here. So if I run this now, and I run my query, you can see it displays all things, and now over here it has the name, the initial, as well as the total in currency format. And if I scroll down, I've got a few too many asterisks over there, but besides that, our total here is 5,284.82. If we would bring up our activity, we can see that that corresponds to the same answer that Study Opportunities got when they coded their SQL statements. Hope this helped. Thank you.